All right, so if you wouldn't mind stating your name, your age, and where you're from for the record.
Ryan, 28, from Saxe, Texas.
Awesome. So, Ryan, thank you for joining us here. Our viewers, I'm sure, are very happy to see you. We're out here at this Bernie Sanders rally. We're, just trying to get a better feel for the people out here. And so, my first question for you, just want to get your perspective. How do you feel like Bernie Sanders is good for the people of Texas?
I think he's good for the people of Texas for a multitude of reasons. I think there's the law right now that they're trying to pass to up the sales tax, decrease the property tax. I think that'll disproportionately affect those of lower incomes that don't have properties, could probably never afford properties in the current system. And I think Bernie would fight against that if he was in the federal government. He would fight against the state's right to do that, or at least try and push us in the direction to oppose that.
Awesome. And if you wouldn't mind sharing with our viewers, what do you do for a living? Where do you find yourself currently? Are you in school, working full-time?
Yeah, I'm a full-time financial analyst for a healthcare company in around the Dallas area. And I basically forecast out how we're going to make money this year.
Awesome. So you said you work in healthcare. So
yeah.
How do you feel about universal healthcare for all?
I think a single-payer system would be beneficial to those. At least a public option would be very beneficial to those that don't have healthcare through their work and have to pay these expensive prices for private insurance. The emergency room is not a healthcare option at all. That's so stupid the way that is. Sorry for the language.
No. Thank you for being honest. So I guess a follow-up question to that, it was released in a report not too long ago that by 2026, it looks like Medicare, Medicaid is facing insolvency. What do you see as a solution? What do you see as a solution?
Oh, man. I need a little more gear turning on that one. Facing insolvency, I mean, it's just the way that we have our system right now definitely needs changing. I mean, definitely if we're on the course that we're on right now, it'll definitely be insolvent. I mean, it'll collapse on itself. But if we don't make some policy changes, which I think Bernie is definitely advocating for, I think we could save it. I think we could save those people that are on that program who, once it, deflates, they could be left out in the cold, and it could be our grandparents, it could be your grandparents, it could be any of our grandparents.
Sure.
Which
So
would be unfortunate.
Definitely. So I want to end with two final questions. So
Yeah,
early on in his political career, Bernie has not been afraid to use the term socialist to define himself, to identify himself. Do you also consider yourself to be a socialist?
I do. I know America's probably not 100% ready for full socialism, but I think there's a lot of ideas coming out of here that should be implemented. I mean, we're a first world nation with almost a third world healthcare system. It's horrific. And I think a lot of socialist ideas could come into play and mix with the capitalist system that we have in the society. And I do like that he has desensitized the term. I know the right likes to pick on it a lot, but I think a lot of people are being educated about what exactly is democratic socialism, and that it's not Venezuela. Venezuela is not what we're wanting.
Sure. And just as a final question, so a lot of people look to Venezuela and they see the things that are going on there. So what would you see as a good maybe a good example or a good reference of a socialist system that you feel like the U.S. should adopt to bring into our government here?
I really like what they got in the UK. They have they do complain about it, but I think that a lot more people would be mad if that public option over there was, taken away from them. They still have insurance through their private employers, but I think UK is a good system. The Nordic systems might not be a perfect fit for over here, but there's still something to take some lessons from them. And I think we can point to Northern Europe, where life expectancies and infant mortality rates are almost super more advanced. Well, that's terrible. Much more advanced than what we have over here, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you. Yeah.